Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. I want to talk to you about debt freedom today. Let's go back to one of the most famous passages about debt freedom in the Bible. 2 Kings chapter 4, beginning with verse 1. One day, a widow of a member of the group of prophets came to Elisha and cried out, "My husband who served you is dead, and you know how he feared the Lord. But now a creditor has come and is threatening to take my 2 sons as slaves." "What can I do to help you?" Elisha asked. "Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Nothing at all except a flask of olive oil," she replied. Then Elisha said, "Borrow as many empty jars as you can from your friends and neighbors. Then go into your house with your sons and shut the door behind you. Pour the olive oil from your flask into the jars, setting each one aside when it is filled." She did as she was told. Her sons kept bringing jars to her, and she filled them one after another. Soon every jar was full to the brim. "Bring me another jar," she said to her sons. "There aren't any more," he told her, and then the olive oil stopped flowing. When she told the man of God what happened, he said to her, "Now sell the olive oil, pay your debts, and you and your son can live on what is left over." Now I want you to notice some principles here. When you want to get out of debt, the first thing God asks is, what do you have? Now with this woman, it was a little olive oil. With you, it may be a talent or ability. But then here's where people go wrong. Somebody gets on television, some televangelist says, "That credit card got you into trouble. Now use that credit card to get out of trouble. Sow a seed with that credit card." And you make the mistake by giving out of debt. No place in the Bible does God tell you to give from debt. We either return to the Lord the tithe that he has already blessed us with. There's no tithes in advance. It's after he has blessed us. Never tithe in advance. That's a money-raising gimmick. That's not being obedient to the Word of God. That's a preacher raising money. And never give out of debt, because the Bible said God gives us seed to sow. You should never give out of debt. Well, this verse teaches giving out of debt. No, she did not get in any more financial debt. She borrowed an object that could be easily returned. So what I tell our members is this. Maybe you have a talent of sewing, and you have a neighbor who has a sewing machine. "Can I borrow your sewing machine?" You have a relative that has a car that's not being used, or a taxi that's not being used. And so you say, "Can I use this for about 4 hours every night after I get off work? And, can I use this to make some more money to pay the debts for my family?" You use something that there's not going to be any more borrowing of money or any more getting in trouble. But you don't ever borrow money, and you don't ever give out of debt on a credit card. Now, the other thing I want you to see about getting out of debt is as God blesses you, resist the temptation to go enjoy life a little bit. When you've been through a hard time for a while, and now you begin to have a little cash, you want to go out to eat, you want to go do things that you haven't been able to do for a while. Don't prioritize lifestyle. When God gives you some money, use that money, pay off your debts. When all the debts are paid off, then go enjoy the rest.